One of the best things that you can do after a breakup is all the things that he hates. Hang out with all the girls that he called hoes, get that job that he was afraid of you having because there would be other men there, get the nails that he called long and crazy and ugly. And if he didn't like you wearing makeup, girl, get back in that makeup routine. A lot of this stuff is the stuff that makes you a baddie. Yeah, he was trying to hold you back from being a baddie. Go be the biggest, baddest baddie that you can be, especially if he didn't want you posting on social media. Take that shit online too.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor The Fiend back again with another response video. And guys, before we jump into today's episode, don't forget to subscribe on your way in. And don't forget to subscribe to our newest member of Fiend Gang, Detective Warg. His channel will be linked in the video description. But without further ado, let's jump into the rest of today's video.
Being a woman is fucking exhausting. You stick up for yourself and all of a sudden you're too confrontational, you know? Okay, so I won't say anything. Well, now you're a doormat. You need to advocate for yourself, so you do so, but in a kind way. Well, you're giving them the wrong idea. You're leading them on. Okay, I'll be more straightforward then. Now you're a bitch. Maybe you acknowledge the fact that you have faults. Be more confident, girl. So you're more confident, and now you gotta humble yourself.
Back in my day, it was called common sense. You gotta love how in recent years, everybody in TikTok has turned all of their life into a giant issue. Oh, I can never do anything right. I'm super depressed. I have bipolar. I have this issue wrong with me. I have that. I can never make anyone happy. Okay, and it's almost like all of this crap has been totally glorified, where this woman right here, if you were just to use some common sense and treat people as you'd want to be treated, you wouldn't have any issues. Guys are sitting here saying, you know what, I'm not interested in dating, I'm not interested in you, because you treat the men who you view as unattractive like absolute garbage. It's really not that hard to treat people kindly. Okay, and that's not to say you have to go out there and you have to do everything for men and cook for random dudes. No, no, no. Just use some common sense and treat people well. It really isn't that hard. But these girls, like women like this on TikTok, truthfully, guys, will never be happy because they're always going to cause issues out of nothing. Like if you were to have a relationship with this girl, you would run into so many problems so often because she can't seem to, you know, make sense of anything. And she wants to play this victim card all of the time.
Let's pick a card. Pick a card. Let's pick Oh, someone's being an indecisive bitch. Libra energy. That's okay. Too many things on your table right now, boo-boo. You don't need to make a decision. You just sit back, hold tight. The situation will work itself out. Eventually,
What?
This is like the energy of going into Amazon at 3 o'clock in the morning and knowing better. So you don't actually buy anything, you just put it all on your wish list. So put everything that you're trying to figure out today in your little wish list and you have a blessed day.
Me and my editor were talking about this video before I started recording, and it's funny how it doesn't even require someone to sit there and talk directly to us. You just instantly know the person making the video is absolutely insane. I've listed this as like a red flag before many times, I'm sure, but girls who have like tarot cards and all these crystals and star signs and they call themselves like a Wiccan and all this kind of garbage, guys, those are really, really bad red flags because believe it or not, I don't think a lot of the older generation of men might not know this, but like this younger generation of women, like the ones that are, you know, coming fresh out of the you know, the college campuses, fully indoctrinated, they actually believe this garbage. Right, I feel sorry for the dudes who, you know, maybe you're a guy, you've been married for 20 years, right? Or you had a really long-term relationship. You go back into the dating market and you see this. You know what I mean? Like you go back out there and women unironically believe that if your star signs don't match, then, or you have the wrong energy, then you guys aren't compatible. And this is what keeps these women alone for so long. It's just garbage like this, man. I'm just imagining some guy getting out of a 20-year relationship with his wife, or, you know, just ends and he gets back on the dating market and none of it makes any sense anymore. You know, I feel sorry for that guy.
One of the guys that I used to see, we had a falling out, and he told me to delete his number. I didn't delete his number, but I want to text him and be like, do you still hate me? Are you done whining? Like, put your big boy pants on.
So let me get this straight. The guy told you to delete his number, which you didn't. I love how, like, whenever a guy says no to something, nobody seems to care. You know, like a guy will say, I don't want you to do that, or I want you to delete my number, or I want you to stop talking to me. And like a really common response that men get is this kind of shaming. This woman is literally trying to shame this guy by saying, put your big boy pants on. I'm sorry, you don't get to define the dude's masculinity. It's like the first thing they attack, right? If you don't want to deal with one of these girls, it's the first thing they attack. They say, oh, you don't get any girls, or you must be ugly, or you must be short, or some garbage like that. And it's just, they try and shame men into committing to them, which I think is the worst way to do it, because any guy who has any self-respect is not going to, you know, come back and see you. And notice how she says one of the guys that I was talking to. Like, how many guys are you talking to exactly? Not that we'll ever get an accurate number if you were to ask her the question, but this is why dudes steer clear of you. Like, these girls must think that men are stupid or something like that, because why would a guy come along and be one of the guys that you're talking to and then go, you know what, yeah, I'm going to make this girl into my girlfriend? And then they complain when men don't want to commit to them. They say that men have commitment issues, men need to grow up. Maybe you need to do some growing up, but they never look at it like that. This is actually genuinely scary, this woman right here.
Are you done whining? Like, put your big boy pants on.
One of the best things that you can do after a breakup is all the things that he hates. Hang out with all the girls that he called hoes, get that job that he was afraid of you having because there would be other men there, get the nails that he called long and crazy and ugly. And if he didn't like you wearing makeup, girl, get back in that makeup routine. A lot of this stuff is the stuff that makes you a baddie. Yeah, he was trying to hold you back from being a baddie. Go be the biggest, baddest baddie that you can be, especially if he didn't want you posting on social media. Take that shit online too.
I love how she uses the word baddie, because I agree with her. You're a bad wife, you're a bad girlfriend, you're bad to have around. It's beautiful. Like, these women seem to think like, oh yeah, I'm going to be a baddie and I'm going to get my revenge on him. You know what you look like? When I see girls do this, right? I've seen girls have breakups with their guy, and then they'll go out and they'll do the exact same thing that this woman is describing. And I always look at her and I'm just like, I feel secondhand embarrassment for the woman, because what she's doing is embarrassing. You know, all you've done is proven to the man that he made the right decision to remove you from his life. That's all that you're doing, right? You're showing him that he made the correct decision, because he can look back and he can go, yeah, look, I didn't want her to do this behavior for XYZ reason. You know, everyone will call the dude insecure, but I didn't want her to do this behavior, blah blah blah. So what do you do when you break up? She goes out and does those behaviors anyway. I would look at the girl and be like, I dodged a bullet there. You know, like, these girls are literally, by making these TikToks and doing these behaviors and posting these things online, a lot of men are looking at it and going, man, I sincerely dodged a bullet there. I feel bad for the next dude that wants to even come remotely close to committing to this woman. Like, I feel bad for the next man, and I feel secondhand embarrassment for the woman because of the things that she's choosing to do. Hilarious.
Oh, look, another man dismissing a woman's voice by insulting her age and her looks. And I think I'm supposed to feel worthless now because society tells us that our value is dependent on our youth and our beauty.
It is. Just like a man's value is determined by what he can provide and what he can do for society. It is what it is. But, you know, girls like this, they get bitter, man, because they're on the losing end of the stick. None of this was an issue when she was 20. You understand what I mean? None of this womanism, none of this I'm strong and independent, none of this talk comes out until the beauty starts to fade, and then they start to complain about it.
But unfortunately, that doesn't work on me. And you know what I think? I think you don't like age because with age comes wisdom, and women are a lot less likely to let you shut them up with insults once they have a little bit of that. And I don't know if you've heard, but only respecting women that you find physically attractive is not respecting women.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't consider 30-plus-year-old women on TikTok to be dispensing anything along the lines of wisdom by default. You are a 30-plus-year-old woman. What are you doing on TikTok, first of all? Like, that precludes you, by definition, of using the word wisdom or wise to describe yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, again, all of their behaviors are just so embarrassing to me, man. Like, I want you guys to think about for a moment, right? Think about your mother, okay? Imagine if your mother was going around and she was on TikTok. Now, I don't know what age your mother might be, but like, how disturbing is that, right? And then and then these same girls want to say that they're wise. That's not the adjective I would use for sure.
So let's not act like you would have found my words more palatable if you had found me prettier to look at. But you insulted my looks because you don't have to acknowledge what a woman says if you can convince her that she wasn't worthy of saying it. And I think that means joke's on you, because my youth may be temporary, but your ignorance is forever.
Yeah, really, really good one here, Mrs. Poet. But it's funny that she says her words would become more palatable if she was more attractive, and that's actually quite true. There's this thing called the halo effect, gentlemen, where if someone is more attractive, they are more likely to be listened to and treated better by those around them. And here's the thing, you can tell, right? Because girls who are in their 20s who look good, guys will put up with a lot of bullcrap, but as that same woman becomes older, you know, your terrible behavior, your attitude and stuff like this, guys are no longer really willing to look past that, because all you had to offer was the bedroom fun. So now that you have to offer personality, dudes don't want you anymore. Like, there's literally nothing left because you're older and you're bitter. Like, I don't think women ever, girls like this, never really ever consider what men want out of the situation. You know, it's like going into a business deal or you're trying to make a trade with somebody and you never ever consider what the other party wants. And then when the other party doesn't give you what you want, all you do is complain. Like, not once were you it's like, not once did you ask what the other person wanted, and you want to sit here and complain about at the end of it when you don't have a man. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Yo guys, it's Taylor here. Just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of today's episode. Before you go, remember to subscribe to our other Fiend Gang members. Their channels will be linked in the video description. Our newest member is Detective Warg, so make sure that you go and show him some love. He's putting out daily content for you guys. Also, one of the characters I use and also a lot of our thumbnail artwork is done by an artist called The Gecko Ninja. He's absolutely fantastic, and his socials are going to be linked in the video description as well if you want to commission him for some amazing art. Otherwise, take it easy, gents, and I will see you all in the next episode. Peace.